Hello, Make a Thirstinator here, and I'm back with another game. Well, except that this one is this is from a LEGO game brand called HEROICA. This one's draida. It's the first sub-theme of LEGO games that I'm going to review. So, this is what you have to do is that the first player to defeat the Goblin General over here wins the game. So, it's where you basically have to take control of one of two heroes, and you have to fight your way over there to fight the Goblin General. That can be explained later on. And you have to get the Crystal of Deflection. So over here, these are the heroes. These green things in the Goblin General, are the monsters. The red potion here and the Crystal of Deflection are the items. These here are the hero packs. The squares with the dots on them are spaces. And that's the Lego dice. But thank God it has the same rubber element of Lego dice. And how you put this together, you have to follow the building instructions, and then how you're going to make the game board, you have to use... There is a specially designed mission map that has a little mini comic in it, and it shows you how to put it together. And you have to put the stuff together with the building instructions. So you have to pick a hero and pick the matching hero pack. Like, if one player chose the wizard, he'd take the red one. If the other took the barbarian, he'd take yellow, respectively. So let's get on with playing the game. Okay, for moving heroes, on your turn you roll the Lego dice and move your hero up to the number of spaces rolled. This here's the HEROICA shield. You have to move up to 4 spaces or use your hero's ranged skill. So, this is the wizard here. The wizard here has a range skill. You move up to 4 spaces. You defeat a monster up to 4 spaces away, even around corners. So, if the wizard walked up to there, he'd take this monster out. Okay, that can mean you can move or use. So since wizard's range, you defeat a monster up to 4 spaces away, even around corners. Now, if you end your move in a space occupied by another hero, you move your hero forward to the first available space. You pick up any items in spaces you move into or through and put them on your hero pack. If you move into a space adjacent to a monster, you must end your move in that space and fight the monster. You may not move diagonally. Like, if the wizard rolled it and defeated it. Alright, you can defeat them. Okay, if you defeat the monster, you take it off the board and put it on your hero pack. If you're adjacent to 2 monsters at the same time, choose which one to fight first. If you win, you immediately fight the next monster. You may not fight diagonally. Okay, now, this here, for 3, you move up to 3 spaces. 2 here, you move up to 2 spaces. And for 1, you move up to 1 space. Which is already explained. Like, it will, for all the outcomes here. So, because I already saw you move, and so, whatever, let's just... Alright, for fighting a monster, the HEROICA shield, you defeat the monster or use your hero's melee skill. So the barbarian owns that skill. You defeat all adjacent monsters and move 1 space. So, you only use the melee move if you are in a space adjacent to the monster and you defeat it. If you rolled the 4, moved up to the monster, kind of like how I did with the wizard. Okay? And if you roll the sword, you defeat the monster. If you roll the skull, you lose health equal to the monster's strength and move back 1 space away from the monster. Alright, if you roll the sword, you defeat the monster. But if you roll the skull, you lose health equal to the monster's strength and move back 1 space away from the monster. So the Goblin Warrior's strength is 1, so you just take 1 bit off. And you have to move back, you have to move your hero back 1 space. Now if you roll the sword and skull, you defeat the monster and lose health equal to the monster's strength and move back 1 space away from the monster. So you move 1, then you defeat it, but it attack you back before it dies, and then you lose another health point and you end up backing away. Alright, and I've already explained. Alright, your hero has a special ranged or melee skill that you may use if you roll shield. So I've already explained those. The monsters have different strengths. Like the Goblin Warrior has strength 1. The Goblin General is what I'll get there soon enough. Health. If you lose all your health, you are temporarily defeated and must spend 1 or more turns healing. On your turn, you roll the Lego dice and restore health up to the number you rolled. And you have to take your time. On your turn, you have to roll the Lego dice and restore health up to the number you rolled. If you roll shield, you restore your full health. You roll once on each turn until you have restored your full health. Then you roll or move your hero on your next turn. You may not heal in this way unless you have lost all your health. And it also goes for when you roll 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and that thing there is the life potion. You may use this life potion at any time during your turn to restore 2 health. The potion may only be used once. After you use it, you put it back in the box. It's right there. Okay, and the Goblin General is when you get there, you have to fight it. So the Goblin General's strength is 3. So it's like if the wizard rolled the sword, it'd defeat the monster and then it'd lose some health points. And you have to keep fighting until you get it. But if you roll the skull, however, if the Goblin strength is 3, you lose almost all your health until you fight back. But if you roll the sword and skull, you do defeat it. You may defeat the Goblin General. You may take it, but then it will defeat you, which will leave the Barbarian over there to make its way on over on that outcome. And I've already explained the rules of the dice. So the first player to defeat the Goblin General wins the game. You have to keep items and defeated monsters on your hero pack. Like that. And alright, you can change the game kind of like that of normal Lego games. So for the Crystal of Deflection, you have to place the Crystal of Deflection on the Goblin General's head. When the General is defeated for the first time, you take the crystal off the General, but do not remove the General. If you defeat the General for a second time, you put both the General and the crystal on your hero pack. Right. So this means you should probably let your one hero fight it and let the second hero finish it off. Now, it's kind of the same as the last game. So, Battle HEROICA. In Battle HEROICA, one player controls all the monsters. Players take turns as usual, but the monster player must play last. The monster player wins the game by defeating 2 heroes, or by defeating the same hero twice. Okay, what's the point of... alright, I'm kind of making another mistake. So, Crystal Deflection, you have to... It gives you the crystal, But then you have to defeat it a second time, and that's when you get it. And that's when you get it. Okay. So you do control the monsters, yes. So twice. In a two-player game, the hero player plays two heroes. On each turn, he or she must choose one of the heroes to move, and then roll the Lego dice. If you are the monster player, in your turn you choose one of the monsters to move, then roll the Lego dice and move the monster up to the number of spaces rolled. Like, if it rolled a 2, you'd move that. If you're the monster player on your turn, you choose one of the monsters, move them, roll the Lego dice, move the monster up to the number of spaces rolled. If you roll shield, you move up to 4 spaces. Like that. You may not pick up items. If you end your move in a space occupied by another monster or an item, you move your monster forward to the first available space. If you move into a space adjacent to a hero, you must end your move in that space and fight the hero. Okay, so you have to start there. You may not fight a defeated hero who is healing. Oh, alright. For the shield here, hero loses 1 more health than the strength of your monster, and hero moves back 1 space away from the player. Away from your monster. Okay, if you roll this, your monster is defeated. If you roll this, hero loses health equal to the strength of your monster, and hero moves back 1 space away from your monster. Okay, so... Well, since this one's facing the barbarian, I just thought I'd just tell you guys. Alright, and somehow, and if you roll this, hero loses health equal to the strength of your monster, and hero moves back 1 space away from your monster, and your monster is defeated. So you kind of already know the explains of all this. So anyways, that's my review, so Make a Thirstinator signing off. So it's like, if it fought a goblin warrior, if it rolled the shield, it loses 2 of the health. Alright, that's it.